Hello everybody and welcome back to another video of Heroes of the Storm. Today we're going to be playing some Mephisto, the Lord of Hatred. The reason being, I've been playing Mephisto a little bit more in actual quick match. I typically play him only really in ARAMs, but I wanted to give him a try in quick match just to see how he was. And turns out he's actually really strong. One of the better mages in quick match. Typically, if I play a mage like Kael'thas, Jaina, mages of that sort, I get bursted and don't have a whole lot of fun. Just due to the fact that we don't have a tank supporting us or a healer able to keep us healthy. But Mephisto, the way his kit is built, the way his kit is built allows him to be a little bit more safe whenever he plays and still get a lot of value off of his ults and his ability cooldowns resetting. So yeah, I'm gonna hop into a game now, show you how I play Mephisto, and hopefully you'll be able to have some fun and maybe try it at home. Alright, here we go. Alright, and we find ourselves on the Sky Temple today. Now, I'm just going to run through Mephisto's abilities real quick, because they're a little bit hard to explain, or difficult to explain in the game. So he has this Q, it's called Skull Missile. You send out a Q, like that little missile, does damage to all enemies hit in that area. He has a W called Lightning Nova. It's this, you activate it, so an area around you, you'll deal a little bit of damage. And then his E, it's called Shade of Mephisto. You teleport to an area and then teleport back after 2.5 seconds. So you can use these abilities to combo pretty well with your E as an engage, your W as a damage, which share the same activation time of 2.5 seconds, and then your Q to deal any damage on grouped enemies, as well as try and get some cooldown reduction from your trait. Your trait is called Lord of Hatred, and what it does is every time you deal damage with a basic ability, it'll reduce the cooldown of your basic abilities by a certain amount. It depends on which ability you're dealing damage with. If you deal damage with your W, it reduces the cooldown by 0.3 of a second, and if you deal damage with your Q, it reduces the cooldown of it by 1.5 seconds. So this allows you to, by landing abilities, continue to pump out some damage in the fights. We picked up Malicious Intent at level 1 here. What this does is it will allow us to, it allows us to gain 25 spell power every time that we activate our E. So whenever our E ability is active, we're dealing 25% more spell damage, which allows us to really try and harass these enemy heroes. Now, we don't have a tank, and we do have a healer though, which is nice. But as Mephisto, I think I'd rather have the tank on my team than the healer. But we're really trying to soak for level 4. That's whenever we get a big power spike, and then after level 4, the next big one is level 10. Then after level 10, the next big one is level 13. And then after that, your build's pretty much fully online. And you're able to roam on enemies, or not even have to roam. You can actually be out of lane and wrecking enemies. We're going to ping her on our way here to help out our friendly Jaina. Hopefully we'll be able to help her out a little bit here, but that's a lot of damage by the enemy's Butcher. And that'll allow them to take up both a camp and a kill on our team. Unfortunately, the friendly team didn't see it in time, so that's going to be one very sad death. It looks like 2 of them will clear that. We're going to pick up Spite here. What this does is every time we pick up a regen globe, well, first off, picking up a regen globe increases the heal duration of the globe, which allows you to kind of sustain out of fight a lot more. You can see that regen globe is healing me for a lot more than regen globe will typically heal for. Hopefully we're able to pick up a kill there. Very nice on the enemy team's Zul'jin due to our cooldown reduction, as well as good damage from the friendly Nazebo. But then also what Spite does is it allows you to every time you get ticked with a heal from a regen globe, you get 1 second off of all of your cooldowns, all of your basic abilities, I should say. your Lord of Hatred, your trait, it does not affect your ultimate ability. However, spoiler alert, there's a talent that lets you do that, and we will be picking it, and that's whenever you get a huge power spike. Now, in order to fight in these fights, I really feel like the need to have a globe to get me that cooldown reduction. So if I am missing my abilities, I'm at least... Oh, I kind of messed up my combo there. If I'm missing my abilities, I can at least get them back rather quickly with the regen globe ticks. Looks like we're going to lose this full objective here, and with me getting a little bit low on mana, I'll come in here and try to help out my allies in their retreat. Butcher is getting a little bit low, and it looks like he'll get taken down by a swift basic attack by us. Our basic attacks deal very low damage, only 86 at level 7. So we're not going to be dealing the big damage numbers, but it helps out sometimes when you're trying to finish off a low health target like you've seen there. We're going to go ahead and press our E to get that 25% spell power to help hurt these this giant camp and clear it, and make sure that we're picking up globes to get the sweet cooldown reduction, which allows us to clear lanes faster. So Mephisto becomes one of the more effective laning mages, just because regen globes give you so much mana back. You can effectively double soak, and once we pick up our ultimate ability, we can double soak and get our ultimate up like consistently, which is great for us. So that's what we're really looking for, though, is our level 10 ability. If we had our level 10 ability, we could just do what we're doing right now, which is soaking, as well as having like artillery support for the friendly team with our ultimate. We ended up picking up Frost Storm. This is the one I typically go every time, but you could go Ghastly Armor if you felt the need for it. But what it does is, I forgot to mention, our Q, our Skull Missile, it slows enemy heroes by 25%. Every time that it hits someone. Hopefully the friendly team's on their way over here. There we go. But now, thanks to our level 7 talent, it will... Ooh, give me that globe. It will now slow for 50%, and our W slows for 15%. So 50% and 15%. Which means that you can... I'm going to pick up Consume Souls here. You can just land your abilities a little bit easier, because landing abilities means you get that cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction means you get more abilities to send out, and it's just an endless loop. We're going to look to see if any of these enemy heroes are low, because I do have my ult, which is Consume Souls. What it does is you can activate it, and after 2.5 seconds, first you'll activate it and start channeling. You'll channel for 2.5 seconds. While you're channeling, all enemy heroes are revealed. As well as they will take 550 damage and be slowed for 25% after the channel duration. So definitely a very helpful ability that you can use from anywhere on the map. I could reveal all these enemy heroes right now and deal damage to them, and there's nothing that they could do about it. I do want to be a little bit cautious because the enemy team is coming in on us, and I want this Nova out of my game, or at least push back. We were able to capture the whole temple, so now it's just Operation Get Out. But it looks like the enemy team's backing out. Unfortunately, though, a good push. Oh, we're going to see if we can kill her with my ult. Not quite going to be able to. Oh, barely we were. Okay, so that's a good enough ult for me. If I can get one kill, it is what it is. Using your ultimate ability. There's two kinds of ways you can use your ultimate ability that I've found that are quite effective. One of these ways are, like I did just there, to finish off a low health enemy at the end of the team fight. Or in the middle of the team fight, depending on when they get low. And then another one, of course, is... Oh, boy. Nice abilities by the friendly team. Just trying to poke down these enemy heroes with as much damage as we can. Boss, unfortunately, aggroed me. I might have accidentally basic attacked it. Their middle lane is very, very low. Good heals by our friendly healer, and we'll be looking just fine. But another way you can use your ultimate ability is by... Oh, that's a lot of damage. That's pretty good. Yeah, that helps out a lot. Another way to use your ultimate ability, though, is as an engage. And we're going to go right back to soaking here, because since we got the kill, we're just trying to continue to press our advantage and scale against this enemy team. Because the next big talent for us, well, we picked up Hysteria, which I'll go over in just a moment here. But the next talent, level 16, is also a very strong one. But another way to use their ultimate ability, which I'll finally get to talking about, is as an engage that you use to slow enemies and deal a large amount of damage to before the team fight even starts. Whenever you go to use your ultimate, it is important that you try to press your E button before you do it. Are we really just going to get trolled like that, team? Did we just let that happen? I might be dead here. No, but our friendly healer will be taken down by the looks of things. And there's nothing we can do about that. Also, losing the objective, too. So, I really thought with 4 ally heroes at the boss, we could cap it. Oh well. There's some decent damage out there. If I could pick up my regen globe, that would be fantastic. I was barely able to. We picked up Hysteria. What this does is... Oh, I'm in a rough spot here. What Hysteria does is... Lord of Hatred, our trait, it now affects our... Is she low? Is that what he's pinging for? Lord of Hatred will now affect our... ultimate ability as well, so we can get a bunch of cooldown reduction off of our ult just by landing abilities and picking up regen globes as well. Not quite in range to finish off any enemy heroes there, but that was a very, very unfortunate series of events. Also, casting your ultimate ability heals you for 15% of your maximum HP, so that's not as big as the rest of it, but definitely a nice pickup too. You can see, though, we were able to play very safe as Mephisto, pump out very good damage as Mephisto. Alright, I think his... Oh, it ended in time. I just didn't quite have what I needed to do it. So I guess we'll try to just hurt Butcher on his way out. If we're able to get the cooldown reduction from this regen globe and hopefully get out, because I don't feel safe right now, then we'll start to get some ult cooldown reduction. And the more ults you have, the more damage you can deal. So I'm just really focusing on getting the globes, because it's ticking my ultimate cooldown away quicker. With Hysteria, it feels like you can get your ult every 60 to 70 seconds, depending on how many globes you're picking up. I'll go ahead and pick up this one too then. And then I'll go defend bottom, I think. Or should I just stick with the friendly team? It's tough to say. We're going to pick up Lightning Reaction. There's a few... you could honestly pick any of them at this tier. It's up to you. I like Lightning Reaction best, though, because the damage it deals is just a good number in general, as well as the utility that I get from it. I'm able to miss my Q, and it still lands, because... Oh, that's tough. But my Q still lands just because of the splash area that we get from Lightning Reaction. How this talent works, I'll go ahead and explain it real quick, is whenever your Skull Missile, your Q, makes contact with your W, it'll deal 259 damage in like a pulsing, not a pulsing, but in an area of effect. You'll see it right there. You saw it for a second. Hopefully I can pick up the regen globe here. Hopefully one of my allies can get in there and grab it. If not my allies, I know I will be able to right now. And we'll go ahead and try to force these enemies back a little bit. Temple is spawned. So if we can get another regen globe up and try to put some damage on this enemy team's backline there. Hopefully get that cooldown reduction. Not quite able to, though. And we're slowly... Oh, no. I tried pressing E in time. Good ult on my allies, though. And I do have my E up to dodge any abilities. You can use your E as a dodging ability, and that is just fine. I'm going to see if I can try to mess up Nova, because we're not getting anywhere with that team fight in the middle lane. Yeah, look at that damage. That's some good damage. We'll be able to finish her off with our ult. And I dealt some damage to the team fight there as well. Looks like we'll lose that fight, though, but we'll get some cooldown reduction off of this regen globe, and... hopefully have it up for... we won't have it up for this fight. Unless I land every ability really good here. There's some good cooldown reduction, though. Sending out another ability. We're in hot shoot, though. That's all I got, and I will get taken down. But I killed the Zul'jin. Probably not worth it, because I've been our #1 damage dealer and soaker on the team. But trying to make plays here. It wasn't worth it, though, because we were able to stack Butcher up even higher. Close game so far, though. It's been a fun game. Which is what I find myself having most of the time I play Mephisto. I'm able to do what other mages do, which is soak and have good AoE damage in the team fights, and I'm able to do this and survive most of the time, as well as having his ultimate feel so strong. And with us being able to pick off one hero often, we're going to end up picking up Consumed by Hatred at 20, which I got to remember I didn't actually pick it yet. I do that all the time. But what Consumed by Hatred will do is it increases the damage that Consume Souls does, equal to 10% of the enemy team's missing health, enemy hero's missing health. So you can I need to be mid to soak, but I want to be with the team because they're in a fight. I'll see if anyone gets super low for the enemy team. We got to defend here. And then also after you press your R and get that kill, if you get a kill with your R, it will... I'm so scared. Even where I'm at, I'm scared. It will recast, dealing a second big ultimate ability damage. And if you notice, our ultimate ability has been super duper strong. We're able to pick up lots of picks with it and things of that sort. So really need level 20 here. Would have liked to have gotten it before the enemy team got the boss, but that unfortunately was not realistic for us. Oh, we're gonna go ahead and blink out of this crap, and I think I'm dead either way, though. Nova was just chilling right there. That was a safe rotation for me, so I just got camped, and that looks like it will be the end of the game, unfortunately, just due to bad stagger by me, and enemy team scaled a little bit harder than us. We weren't able to get level 10 or level 20. We lost the boss play to a silly just miscommunication by the friendly team, but that's quick match. That's what you get when you play quick match. So still had a lot of fun with this build, and as you can see, despite it not being super effective, we'll go ahead and check out the deaths. Nazebo and Jaina, even Nova, all these mages were dying a lot more than I was, and they weren't able to be nearly as effective as I was, just because I have better capabilities to survive and soak from a safe distance. So I'll go ahead, review the build real quick so you can play at home. That wasn't the best showcase of it, but it's just showing you in quick match. That's how it kind of works out most of the time. But you can still have a lot of fun and get a lot of value with this build. And that was against a team that only had one frontliner. Mephisto gets most of his damage and cooldown reduction on the enemy team's tanks. So whenever you have a tank and a bruiser grouping in the front line, you're getting all that cooldown reduction on them and also dealing splash damage to maybe one other hero. And you're able to constantly reset. I only got one good showcase of this just because it's hard to do that in quick match, where I was able to get a couple good resets in the bottom lane. I think it was after the third temple spawn maybe. But you're able to do that a lot more often in ranked play. So definitely pick up Mephisto and try him out. He's not as hard as he seems. Literally just soak lanes and press R. It's easy. But the build we went for was Malicious Intent at level 1. Spite at level 4. Frost Storm at level 7. This could be interchangeable with Ghastly Armor if you wanted. Consume Souls at level 10. Hysteria at level 13. Lightning Reaction at level 16, which also could be interchangeable if you wanted. And then Consumed by Hatred at level 20, which we weren't able to showcase because we were dead. But this is a really fun ability to use. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all in the next one.